So what are we going to talk about today? Why don't we pick a bigger concept like what we like and don't like about the music business? Or maybe it's not so much the business, but what we like or don't like about music today.
Music today. I think the dance music is starting to kill R&B music, and I don't like that at all. I can appreciate dance music, and I can appreciate your Rihannas and your Gagas and your Britneys and your Far East movement and all these people, but those songs have a place for me, and that's one place. It's on the dance floor. That's it. Those are not the songs that I want to listen to when I'm at home and I want to feel something. I'm going through something, or I need something to soothe me. Those songs don't provide that for me. And I think that because music today is truly all dance, you take Usher for example.
Well, he was actually someone I was going to bring up. I mean, I'm hearing his next album
is going to be completely dance music.
David Guetta, you know, supposedly.
And I've been rolling with Usher since '94, so I'm not trying to hear an entire album of OMGs. As much as I loved OMG, I'm OMG'd out.
Right. Well, what's interesting, there's still people who see a lot of that music as, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong or if you feel differently, it's still an offshoot of urban or R&B music. There's still at its core an R&B or soul root to it. Maybe the chords are a little less gospel-like.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because dance music that is R&B leaning or R&B based at its core, like you said, the building blocks. You listen to some of these songs out now, like for example, Britney's "Hold It Against Me," which was a #1 song, a song that I can enjoy and get into. It wasn't in the least bit anything urban about that song to me. It's very Euro dance. It has the dubstep sound in there, which doesn't have roots in R&B or black.
I don't know. I really disagree with that. I really think that all dance music has some type of root in African or R&B culture. I've always felt that way. Now, some of it may be, quote unquote, a little bit more whitewashed, and therefore doesn't appeal to us as black people, to our masses. But I still believe that that music is still ours, just like rock and roll music. You know, with all its electric guitar and so forth, it's all based in blues. And maybe that's not what we as black folks are listening to in mass. It's still ours, and they're doing it. So I guess
this is the difference. This is the difference. You heard of the taste test? I got the gut test. If I don't have a visceral reaction to nod and to dance, it's not based on
But that may be you, but there's other black folks out there that do. And I'm seeing here with an artist like Usher that urban radio was forced to take a song like OMG. It just got so big, and now all of a sudden you got
But that's a little different. But that's a little different. That's precisely what I'm talking about. A song like OMG has grooves, has chords, has a break in the bridge that we can all relate to and get into. I'm talking about songs that have been dominated by like the Keshas of the world. Like I said, the Far East movement.
Right, and don't think that some of those songs, these very songs that you're talking about, aren't being produced also by black producers.
Oh yeah,
black songwriters, because we're in there too.
We are, but we're in it for making money. We know that's where the money is today, but that's not saying that we're
I'd hate to think
parts
that those
of ourselves.
producers like a Rico Love or a Polo de Don who's creating music like that.
Absolutely.
You can't say that those guys aren't being their authentic selves.
Let me say this. If they were to sit where you and I are sitting right now and they were to answer honestly, they would say we're making bullshit because we know that that's what's selling right now. As soon as it comes back to hard-hitting beats, bass heavy, whatever it is, they're going to switch gears again and do that.
No, I think they would say we're making music that's in line with what's going on right now, and that I'm a versatile enough producer, songwriter, that I too can create and contribute to the market.
I'm versatile enough to cash in where I can cash in.
And I know even in one of our previous episodes, you mentioned Quincy Jones.
Yes.
And Quincy Jones did R&B, he did pop, he was known primarily as a jazz musician.
Yeah,
he did Leslie Gore's It's My Party.
But you know what's really offensive about that? To even bring up Quincy Jones in this kind of conversation, because of Rico, who did you say?
Rico Love.
Rico Love. Any of the producers that are dominating right now, Stargate, to even mention them and utter them in the same breath with a Quincy who actually sits down and composes. I mean, knob twirlers versus a musical genius. I can't do that, bro.
I don't think all those guys are knob twirlers. Some of those guys are musicians as well. And no, I'm not putting them in the same breath. I'm just using Quincy as an example.
But he's not an example in this case.
Yeah, but he is someone who's as versatile. And some of those guys would yearn to be in Quincy's...
Oh, they would yearn to be...
Would yearn to lick his bootstraps or his feet.
Absolutely.
But those guys can be just as versatile as Quincy Jones was versatile as well.
Absolutely not. Because knob twirling and making this hollow, shallow sounding boom, 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 boom music is not the same as writing for a horn section, writing for strings, and then bringing in a vocalist and marrying all three. They can't do that.
Yeah, you're really
you're
taking my analogy and you're really trying to run with it a little bit further. I was trying to make a simple analogy.
Well, you know what it is? Anytime I hear people doing, and it's because I appreciate what the producers of today do. I'm a big fan of Timbaland and different people that I think are pretty remarkable at what they do. However, I would never utter them in the same breath with a Prince or a Quincy who can sit down with an instrument and write different parts for different
right, but music
sections.
today doesn't even call for that. Most music today is all synthetic. It's all synthesized.
It's fast food.
And beats. So I certainly can understand and respect that. But that's just it. You personally don't like most of the music that is out today.
Well, like I said,
which is interesting to me because I know I'm a little bit older and I still can appreciate what these kids are doing today. I'm not stuck in the past. I've tried to at least try to maintain and understand what's relevant today.
And that's the thing, and I don't want to paint the picture that I don't enjoy it. There's a place for it, and then that's where it stops, and that's where I have a problem with it. I need to feel, think, be soothed, be edified. Music doesn't do that. That's all I'm saying. Out.